Hey, today we're going to look at some questions directed at the new CEO of Arrowhead, Shams Jorjani. He answers questions about another Malevolent Creek type cape, roadmaps, and much more. We'll also check out the new community manager's response to some things like customization. We'll also see what's happening with the new PSN link issues, as the situation may have worsened. Plus, we have so much more than just that. If you enjoy the video at any point, make sure to give it a like by tapping the thumbs up button below the video. Let's begin by taking a look at some questions that were asked towards the CEO, and this is the first one right here over on Twitter. This user says, in Helldivers, can there be another chance to get the cape that was Malevolent Creek? I missed it by a day because it was taking forever to download. The new CEO, Shams Jorjani, responded with, we'll likely circle back on all the content, but I don't know when/how. Now, I'm sure for those that did miss out on this, I'm sure you guys cannot wait to pick up that Malevolent Creek cape again. But I'm not too sure how rewarding that would be for us that already have it. Potentially they can just skip out on this one and then just reward us all with a brand new cape for the Black Hole event. Potentially they could give us a Black Hole cape, you know, just a purple cape or a black cape with a purple black hole in the middle. That right there sounds interesting to me. Next up, we have a second question here that was asked over on X, formerly known as Twitter, and this user says, with the game have now insanely overwhelming amount of bugs, the terminated kind, DLSS might be a solid chance to improve performance. Sadly, I remember that Dev talked about it will never be considered. Does DLSS have a place on some list? Shams Jorjani wrote back, no idea to be honest. I've got bigger fish to fry before I tackle that particular detail, but performance is on the list. Okay, I'm not too sure how many of you out here have an Nvidia card, but this right here is something I am looking forward to. When it comes down to graphics, that's the first thing that I look for is DLSS, so that the game can run smooth if needed. Continuing on towards number 3, the third question here is not really a question, but this person basically says, hey, you know, I'm losing connections, I'm getting random black screens, and a bunch of other things, right? Well, this is what Shams Jorjani wrote back. Essentially, he said, crashes are high on the list, and you know, this right here is something that they are looking into. They're looking into several bugs, if I'm not mistaken, from what I have read in the past. And I'm sure this next update that is supposed to arrive on the 11th most likely will contain quite a few bugs, you know, being patched, as well as introducing some new stuff as well. If you guys would like to check out one of my previous videos where I have covered this topic specifically, go ahead and check it out. Number 4, Shams Jorjani wrote back to a user who talked about stratagems. And Shams here actually talked a bit about how there will be more stratagems or more tools for us to use for many kinds of missions, essentially. This is what he said. Oh, I totally forgot about it. I believe that the design idea with stratagems, right? Specialized tools for specific situations. In time, we'll have tons of tools to use for many kind of missions. Tricks will be known what to bring. Now, as much as I would love to get a new stratagem, I think they should probably focus on the patch right now, figure out what's going on, and see if they can resolve the issues right now and make those weapons or those stratagems a bit more effective. In one of my previous videos, one of you had said that you do not want any more weapons. You just want balances, you want fixes, you want to see some sort of progress, right? To see if the game is actually going to be enjoyable again, and hopefully this will be the case coming up on the 11th. Number 5, we have a question about the roadmap. If you guys have yet to watch one of my other videos, I did cover something similar to this, but a user asked this right here. I think Pillistead said that we would see a roadmap soon. Don't know if I am wrong, but many players are still waiting for that roadmap you guys have been cooking. Would be awesome to see that announcement. Then the CEO of Arrowhead replied back with, a roadmap is never late, nor is it early. It arrives precisely when it means to. So sadly, there's no update on the roadmap just yet as to when we can expect it or what they're going to include in it. But once it does arrive, I will cover this and I will let you guys know exactly what's going on. And last but not least, we have the 6th question here, which says, okay, just a yes or no. Will more hooded helmets be coming? Shams Jorjani wrote back, weirdest crossover ever. Alright, I'm not too sure what he means by this because it's not really a weird crossover when we already have one hooded helmet. So yeah, I'm not too sure what he means specifically right here, but yeah, you guys can let me know what you think about all the questions that we just went over, including this one. Let me know down below in the comments. Next up, let's talk about the PSN link issues. It's probably not a big surprise that the situation has not changed and it may have worsened. Recently, it was revealed that Ghost of Tsushima required a PlayStation Network account, which was not well received. Now it appears that God of War Ragnarok will also have a PSN link requirement, and so you might be wondering, how does this all connect to Helldivers 2? Well, considering we haven't heard a word from Sony since the situation with Helldivers 2, and that they continue to enforce PlayStation account requirements for their games, it just doesn't look promising for Helldivers in my opinion. Although there may have been some changes on SteamDB, those were only for US territories, as you can see right here. I had covered this in another video, and at the time you all had pointed out that the countries unblocked were US territories. I knew that, but I thought that even a small change like that was a sign that we would see more countries unblocked. However, it just doesn't seem to be the case. Personally, I find it quite odd that they are able to make it a requirement for those countries, to be blocked, but they can't communicate with Steam to remove the currently blocked countries. It seems a bit peculiar to me. What do you all think? Do you believe we will see some positive changes with the blocked regions, or did Sony unblock these regions here because these locations are US territories? Let me know down below in the comment section. Okay, with that information to the side, we're now going to dive into some Twinbeard conversations here, because if you guys do not know, Twinbeard recently was sick, had a huge fever going on, so he was not responding to most of the comments. Hopefully he's feeling better, but this is what he had to say in response to customized weapons. This user asked, "Hi, will customized weapons sites be available in a future update? Some variety would be nice." Twinbeard responded with, "Hi, customization is something we're looking into, no specifics, confirmations, or ETA though." Obviously, he has already said it, there's no confirmation or ETAs, but this is something that they are looking into. We have seen some leaked files in the past, that did show some sort of customization. So eventually we will see it, but when is the question? And we really do not know, but it's good to see that they are looking into some things like that, but hopefully they will fix the bugs, the balancing, and all the other issues and introduce some new stuff first before they introduce the customization. The second question coming up is about a city-town map. Are they willing to do it? This is what Twinbeard wrote back. "If there were, we wouldn't be able to say. I can say, however, that we plan on keeping HD2 running for a long time, and during that time, we will add content continuously. Could that potentially include new planets, biomes, etc.? Absolutely. In what shape or form, we will have to see." I'm not too sure how you guys feel about the answers as of late. It's starting to feel like they're becoming more secretive about things, right? They're not really talking about what they're planning as they used to. The third comment coming up is the last one, and this user says, "Sorry to bother you, especially if you are still out cold, but can you say if the changes to the Galactic War and in-game communication tools still in the works, or have they taken a backseat for now as you guys focus on the upcoming patch?" Twinbeard wrote back, "You're not bothering, and I'm back at work, so no worries. Can reconfirm that more visible info on the Gal map def is in the works, and that we're discussing various ways of improving in-game comms." Okay, this developer in the past has said that they are introducing some new stuff in the next patch. It's not just going to be a balance update, so potentially could we see a Galactic War map update as well? Let me know your thoughts and opinions on everything that we just went over. So speaking of that, we went over the CEO's response, we talked about the community manager's response, we talked about PSN link issues. Now let's talk about some brand new stuff. Now before we continue on, if you're not a huge fan of Helldivers 2 leaks, then feel free to leave now because that is what we'll be going over. So now that I have given you a fair warning, a fair shot here, we're going to talk about a brand new stratagem, and we're also going to talk about a new Dark Fluid backpack. This information comes straight from Helldivers 2 Leaks Discord, and this username Iron Sights revealed that there's going to be a new Ion Dark Fluid backpack. Right here states, "This is an objective or part of an objective named Ion Dark Fluid backpack. It is worth noting that this backpack uses the same frame as the Automaton backpack and the Dark Fluid jump pack." He has noted that this right here, the image itself, does not include the original textures as he does not have it, so he had to use the Illuminate Energy texture instead. Then there's another member here who commented this, basically revealing more information about the Dark Fluid. He said, quote, "Poison the Automaton centrifuge with ionized Dark Fluid, who will contaminate their supply and transform it into more Dark Fluid, wrecking their facility." So I wonder why we're creating more Dark Fluid. Are we going to create some more weapons? Or are we going to create another black hole? What are your thoughts on this? Let me know down below in the comments section. The second leak coming up is the last and final one. This right here is going to be the health pack. Okay, I'm not too sure what to say about this. It does look very similar to a supply pack. Potentially this could be an upgrade to stems. Maybe it gives you more stems or it gives you better healing. I'm not too sure what to say about it. I really don't. If you guys have any thoughts about it, again, feel free to comment down below. With that being said, this is your Helldivers 2 news. If you guys would like to be featured on the channel and voice your opinions, your thoughts, then comment down below. Here's your top 3 comments. The first comment here is by a user named just_Joe King. This person says, "Glory to Super Earth. Meridia has fault." Wait, why are these ships coming out of the black hole? And that right there is a response from the previous video about the black hole event. If you guys would like to check it out, definitely do so. The second comment coming up is by Emo Joe the JoJo, and this person says, "Those poor Helldivers, still on the planet they did they parts. Wait a minute, some of the noises are the Illuminate combat theme, but incredibly slowed down." And last but not least, we have Kamul64. This person says, "Man, there were so many ships around Meridia orbit when I logged a few hours before to do some quick missions in order to push more black fluid into planet's core. Imagine my shock a few hours later when I finished my chores to help my fellow divers, more only to find out Meridia was destroyed. We did it." There's your top 3 comments from the previous video. If you guys would like to voice your opinions, your thoughts on the channel, comment down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.